And then you want your product to live up to that. And a lot of people struggle with this because I think subconsciously they go, well, I don't want to over market, I don't want to over promote. So then they under promote and then no one buys your product. So you've got to brand to the peak and then make your product to meet that standard.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
All right. So the next thing is professional packaging. You had mentioned some ideas which I think are kind of proprietary, so I won't get into the details on camera, but I want to share with you is that when you have an idea for your branding, you want to have your actual packaging needs to be as good and or better than the actual product itself. Have you ever bought anything from Rustic Cuff?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to make sure as part of this, I'm going to send you a Rustic Cuff as a little commemorative gift there. I'll make sure we do that.
Wow.
And, but Jill, have you ever got the box they come in? Isn't the box awesome?
Yeah.
So Jill's one of our Thrive 15 mentors, and her box, I mean, when you get the box with the Rustic Cuff in it, you have a certain perspective and perception. I mean, this is a product that celebrities wear those bracelets. Oprah wears those bracelets. I mean, they're a big time brand. But when you get the actual box, you assume that it must be super world class. And then when you open it up and you actually get the cuff out of that thing, you go, man, this is actually a great product, but the half of the, I would say half of the experience, isn't it, is getting that box?
Yes.
You know, I mean, I don't own any, my wife owns a couple, but you know, when you open it up, you're going, oh wow, these are great. Yeah. So your packaging has to be awesome. And I'm just telling you, like you and your husband, as you're building this company together, how do you know if it's world class, by the way? How are you going to know if your box is good?
Feedback, I would think, just by hearing back from others.
Here's the move.
Okay.
Take your packaging with you and go to Macy's. Go to Barnes & Noble. Okay?
Okay.
You got to do this. I'm not even kidding. This is like a super serious step. You have to do this. Go there and then put your book on the shelf where the other books are at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
And then look at it and go, does that fit in with the bestsellers? And if it doesn't, make it get to it. Make it get to that level.
Perfect.
I've literally done this countless times with clients. I had one store I worked with, they were a food business, they make gourmet desserts. And her product, her packaging was hideous. Hideous. It was terrible. And great lady, terrible branding.
Yeah.
And it looked like you're like going, you can't put that in the store. Like you realize if you were to call a major store up and say, hey, would you put this in the store? They're going to say no. Well, why? Because the branding's bad.
Right.
Okay? So we got to make sure that your branding is awesome. So once you build your packaging, take it to the Macy's, take it to Barnes & Noble, and just compare with other products. Make sense?
Oh, yes.
World class though, okay? Now, step number 7, wow. First impression or nothing, okay? This is called the mullet approach. I want to walk you through this, okay? The wow. I call this the mullet approach. Are you super familiar with the mullet concept? But you know, you have the guy here, right? He's got the guy, and he's usually got some sort of facial scruff going on here. This is the guy, and he's got this hair where he's got this, like here, but then somehow he has this, it just keeps flowing and going here, and he's got this complete mullet technology that allows him to, you know, and he usually has like lightning bolts in his hair right here. He's like a lightning bolts right here, you know. This is the guy, and it's a mullet, you know. It's wild back here, you know. And one of the things that people do with the mullet over time as they get older is they start to kind of take their mullet and they refine it, and they go, this is too wild, you know. Once a man who's committed to a mullet becomes 30, he changes. He says, I can't have that mullet. So he goes and he goes whoop, and he starts to do this. So now he's like, boom, oh, nice, this is gonna be good. Okay, so there we go. So now it's formal in the front and it's a party in the back.